Today's episode is all about practice. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, my mom used to tell me, Jason, if you get out there and practice, pretty soon you'll get really good at it. In fact, my mother used to tell me, practice makes, did you want to say perfect? Well, what I've learned over the years, especially when it comes to productivity and performance, practice actually does nothing more than make things habitual. If I practice something enough times, if I do that thing over and over again, I may wind up just doing it over and over again. What are your practices when it comes to your own productivity and workflow? Let's say you have a meeting at 10 a.m. What time do you arrive? What do you bring? Where do you sit? How do you participate? And when you leave that meeting, what do you write down? What do you do? Sit back down in that space and you look up at that area. What habitually are you doing? What are your practices? So here's the challenge. You're going to print out this PDF, and what you're going to do is you're going to go through here before you make a lot of changes to your productivity, your performance, your organization, your workflow. One of the things that we need to do is find out what you're already doing. So you'll see here that there's 12 lines for each inventory. You've got 3 inventories. Number 1, what are you already doing by 11 o'clock most mornings? And for those of us who work for ourselves, we've got to include the weekends on there, right? So I'm going to ask you to come up with the 12 things that you would self-assess you're already doing on a regular basis by 11 a.m. Start with the easy ones, okay? If you reach over and hit snooze twice, I need you to write that down. Do you make coffee at home? Do you stop at Starbucks or Pete's on your way to the office? When you walk into the office, do you get interrupted by people? Do you go to a morning call? Do you attend a meeting? Do you boot up your computer? What are the first 12 things that you would self-assess that you're doing by 11 o'clock most mornings? Number 2, what are the tools? What are the systems? What is the gear that you rely on to get your work done? Again, start with the easy ones. Are you in email all day long? Instant Messenger all day long? Are you diving into specific programs, Microsoft Outlook or Excel, Prezi, or some other kind of presentation software? What I'm going to ask you to do is to come up with the 12 tools or systems, the 12 pieces of gear that you rely on, and then do 2 things with this inventory. Number 1, put a star next to the one that you know really well. If I were doing this, I'd put a star next to BlackBerry, for example. I really know the BlackBerry. I could show most people 2 or 3 things with their BlackBerry messaging, their calendar, their task list, that will probably save them 15 to 30 minutes a day. Then we're going to put a check next to that one tool or system, that one piece of gear that you need to know more about. Now here's a bit of coaching. Print 2 of these and give one to your colleague, to a partner, to a friend, to someone that you work with. Have them fill out that list of 12. Have them put a star and have them put a check next to what they know and what they need to know. Here's when this works beautifully. I put a star next to what my partner puts a check next to. I put a check next to what my partner puts a star next to. Now, by the way, if I were to do this list, one of the tools that I'm stepping more into right now is SharePoint, and I've definitely got a check next to that. So if you know something about SharePoint, give me a call. I'd buy you coffee or lunch if you can share with me a couple of things about that. 3rd inventory, I'm going to leave that for you to see right there on the PDF. You need 12 of those, and you need to review that list monthly